Welcome back into the Culture Clash podcast, episode number 3. We're here today doing a UK artist themed special chosen by you at home on Instagram. So if you're not following us on Instagram, follow us at the Culture Clash podcast. And today we're going to be doing a tier list of we're going to be doing a tier list of the UK artists. Who's the best? Not the biggest, but just the best, like music wise. So for that reason, spoiler alert, you're going to be in the Russ section. And if you're a big fan of Russ, you might as well click off now. But obviously, I'm here with Sakif. And together we're going to be doing a tier list. So for the first time ever, you're not on YouTube. You're not just going to see us have the normal Culture Clash podcast and the Instagram. You're actually going to see a screen recording of us actually doing something. So production value is going up here, around here, boys. So obviously, let me get the screen recording ready, and then we'll get into it. But Sakif, do you want to talk about the artists that we put in?
Yeah, so like every artist we've put in are good. Like maybe not to me or maybe not to Hamza, but I feel like because we're even putting them in a tier, they must be decent in their own right. But
Yeah.
except H.
Yeah, obviously H is a bit overhyped. I mean, he's got a nice
Maybe
trim,
for
but apart from that, like he's a little
He's
bit
got a
overhyped.
nice trim.
Yeah, I like his
He's
trim.
got it's a one all over.
Yeah, but he's got a nice fade. He's got a good fade. And that video of him going, "Oh, sorry, darling." Yeah, he's a nice guy, but his music is a bit whack. Apart from Rain, Rain's actually quite nice. Like, okay, guys, we're here with the tier list. If for all you eagle-eyed people out there, you can see at the top we weren't really ready, as I've got how to screen record on Windows on both tabs, but now we're finally screen recording, and you can see the 5 tiers. So we've got the GOAT. So me and Sakif discussed it'd be like number 1 and 2 of like all time of like all like elite. Sorry. And then next is 8 out of 10 bangers, like the decent ones. So unlucky to get outside of GOAT, but still all right. Mediocre is like meh, overrated.
No, they're good though. I think mediocre, they're good, but they're just not.
Yeah, they're nothing special. Like
they're good from the best. They're good from the best.
Yeah.
Right? And number 4,
and
that's when
we got overrated, like people who are just like H, a bit like H. He's like H with talent. We'd put in overrated, and obviously Russ because he's a nice artist. But anyway, the first person we've got is H. So see if you want to take it away. Go on a little rant on H.
No, well, I'm not going to even rant about the guy. I just don't think H is as good as what anyone says. I think for like, I feel like for Russ standard, maybe some people will be like, no, he's not as bad as like that Rust category. But I just feel like he doesn't bring much to the table other than like just a decent collab. And his recent album, you know, the one where he made he had a song with like ZZ and this and that, like French Kisses and things like that. I feel like that was it was such a easy album to make. I don't feel like he puts much effort in. I'd put H there in the Russ category just because for me he doesn't carry anything. And what he said about grime, I feel like to a degree he's wrong fully. Like so the comment he made, I don't know what you think about this, Hamza, but he said young people aren't bothered about grime at all, and it's the same with Aged Tracy. Like they both said it. But what do you think about it?
I to a certain extent I do agree. I don't think people are into, because grime's changed over like the last 10 years. Because like BBK were like popping off start of like 2010s, and like they didn't fall off, but their level of influence in the scene was like diminishing. As like bigger artists came up, like I don't know, like Dave, J Hus, like all of them, so changing the culture a little bit. So I think H's point is still a little bit relevant. But what you're saying about H being like not great and he hasn't got that good music, he's the youngest guy on here. He's very successful. His music's are decent, but I would put him in like if we had another list, I'd put him in auto tune artists. Like he's got like catchy bangers that's so mainstream that makes people want to hate him, but like he's decent.
Yeah. No,
and
obviously because
I would say his accent really helps with his music.
Yeah, for his success, he's 100% there, and he is talented in like some aspects. Like he's not crap. None of these artists are crap at all. And for his for the comment he said about grime is dead, I'm not putting him in for that. I genuinely don't feel like he's all that. I just feel like he's a very artist. Like in about a couple of years, he won't be that. It's because he's he's kind of against everything you expect of a UK
Yeah.
rapper. That's why he's blown up, I feel, because his wordplay isn't the best.
Yeah.
His his vocals aren't the best. His tune's not even the best, and his melody's not even the best. Like, I can name artists that are better than him. The reason why he's good is because, firstly, he's not from London, so he's different. And yes, he is white, and it's different. And it's not to do with privilege. I'm just trying to say he's white, so it's different to like what your normal expectation of a rapper is.
He's gonna talk about different stuff.
Like that Eminem, like that Eminem kind of thing, innit? But like, for his what he said about grime, why I don't agree with that is because, like, to me, grime isn't like just something that's a music genre. Like, it is like it's like a umbrella term for so many different songs that are coming out now. And for people like certain people like JK, who are popping off right now, JK does grime, and like he's one of the best at it. Like, he is sick. Wiley just recently had a clash with Stormzy, which was grime. Like, Wiley clashed on grime. Stormzy may not have, but Wiley has. Stormzy's even Stormzy's recent album, it's got a couple of grime songs on. I know everyone says like, oh, he's not on it, but it's still got it. I don't feel like him saying, oh, kids don't want to do grime anymore. I feel like that's a bit wrong when people like, he's one of the few people, him and AJ Tracey are one of the few people that are still kids, they're still young, they came off grime. So I just feel like they need to, like, it's like the respect of that. They didn't respect the culture. They might not respect the genre, but they should definitely respect the culture, because grime is a culture. Like, it's
I feel like kind of what H was saying about the whole grime thing. Maybe it was about the culture, like you're saying. But I genuinely think that because we didn't grow up in a culture where grime was like all that and all the problems you hear in grime. Like, I would say if we were born 10 years ago, maybe we'd be so much more into grime because that was like so much more part of the culture. But now it's like, it's not really. So I can understand why he said it, and I can understand why AJ Tracey said it as well.
Because like,
it's not culture. Like it's not embedded in culture, because grime is a culture. It's not just a genre.
I feel like it's fully bedded into the culture. So think about, like, for me, when I think of grime, when grime like came back, so like grime just like a normal like trend. So right now, like the R&B, like that wave of like sound of where like little baby sound, that's a sound. Like, that's not a culture, that's a sound. Grime is different because it's not just a sound, it's more of a culture as well. Like, it's where like certain rappers use their grime elements. Like even in the recent album of Insomnia, you can hear like the rappers like Chip that are on it, they do like 140 beats per minute, and like that's kind of like, that's part of grime. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Their flow is grime. But like, the part where I don't agree with what he said is that like children don't care about it. But like, what I'm trying to say is, if Chip and Bugsy had that, remember when they had that little clash that they had going on? That was all grime. If that happened today, I'm telling you, kids would be up at 12 o'clock waiting for the next tune to drop. Because that's how I was like. And this was only 5 years ago. So I don't understand why people are saying like, oh, grime's dead. It's only been like 5 years. It's just like any other like genre. It just comes and it goes. But it'll come back. Like, I don't feel like people. And JK is still repping it. JK, there's Big Zoo. I'm sure you know about Big Zoo. Big Zoo's fully repping it. Yeah, like AJ Tracey's cousin. That's what he is. He's fully repping it. Wiley's still repping it. Wiley's younger brother, he's repping it. Like, there's loads of people that are still on that. I just feel like he's kind of, for his platform that he's got, disregarded a full genre. And I feel like it was wrong, because like it's like something like you shouldn't say. Like, I feel like he worded it wrong.
It was said by two people who are very, very mainstream.
Exactly, so, and I feel like it's a bit unfair.
That was definitely what influenced him. But I would say I would still agree to him to a certain extent. But like, so obviously, so where are we going to put him? Russ or overrated?
Russ. I'm putting him not only. I just feel like I can't vibe with his kind of music. Some of his old songs, they're like their thing, but they're good. But it's just like, I feel like his like appearance and how he sounds, that kind of overlooks everything for me. So I'm putting him on Russ.
Yeah. Okay, we got AJ Tracey next.
Russ. Russ, no.
I would have overrated.
Right?
Like, basically, I'll tell you, I used to love him until I saw him last year, and he was like dead, and he couldn't even create a vibe. He couldn't even create a vibe in a concert. But like 100%. I feel like we should have had another list auto-tune artists, because he would be in there as well. But like, some of his bars are hard. Like Ladbroke Grove is like a good is a good song. And the one he did on Link Up TV where the fat guy gets gassed when he says cheeseburgers.
That's Big
Like,
Zoo. That's Big Zoo. That's Big Zoo,
is
bro.
that Big Zoo?
That's
I
Big Zoo.
guess he
Yeah, that's
gets
Big
gassed.
Zoo. That's Big Zoo. That's Big
I'm
Zoo.
putting him in. I'm gonna put him in overrated, but like
Like,
wouldn't put him in Rust because his songs
yeah,
are
his
actually
mic
decent.
check was
Maybe even
his mic check.
mediocre,
Like packages, he killed that,
but
and
packages,
that's the thing.
and
That's
Rena was good as well.
yeah. No, that's what I'm
Rena?
saying.
Yeah.
That was all grime. Like that's what pisses me off. Like he grew up on that.
Yeah.
Like he blew up on this. Even Ladbroke Grove to an extent, like with the woman background and the the kind of garage beat that it's got, that is grime to an extent. And I feel like he's fully like he doesn't understand that. I know. I just feel like Ladbroke Grove was such a good tune. It is a good tune,
Yeah, it's a
but
banger.
I don't feel like he made it personally. I feel like I've saw that live 3 times. That song.
No, but
Right?
his
So that
like I'll say a lot of his songs like the melodies are decent and his vocals
melody's
aren't that good.
decent, but that's not
And
him
it's
though.
just his no, but his voice vocals for his like type of like really deep voice in that song really
Yeah.
weird because he
No,
had to rap fast and rap deep and even the bars were quite good as well.
and no, to be fair, him on his voice is good and it suits a lot of a lot of different songs like Fashion Week. He sounds sick on that. You know the song with Steel Bangles,
Oh yeah,
and Mostak. But like similar to Ladbroke Grove, I rate the the production of that song more than I rate his voice on it. Do you get me? So him as an artist, and because I've saw him live 3 times, I've never ever like even when I went wireless, he was on main stage, and everyone went to see like Meg the Stallion. I know Meg the Stallion's got that, but I didn't even know who Meg the Stallion was. But I knew I'd rather see Meg the Stallion than AJ Tracy.
yeah,
Like that shouldn't be the case for someone who's so like up there. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
yeah, yeah.
For me, he's just a preference, and for me, he's not as good of an artist than like I don't know Big Zoo even. Like I personally rate Big Zoo more than him.
Yeah.
And like obviously he's still a good artist, but for me, I'd put him in Rust just because of the other rappers that we've got ahead of him. On I'd put like on overrated. But yeah, where are you putting him?
I would also put him in overrated. He's good. He's good. I don't think he's good enough to get in mediocre. Like he's probably good enough to get in mediocre, but it's the fact that everyone hypes around him. Like, he's got 3.5 million listeners, monthly listeners on Spotify, and I'm just like, mate, you've just got catchy bangers. Okay, next we got Chip. We got Chip. I can decipher who that was.
I'm putting Chip straight away. Go
for Insomnia. I'll put him in to 8 out of 10 bangers.
Nah, man, I'm putting him in gold. Mate,
he's behave.
No, I'm not even chatting. No. I feel like if you UK, he is the GOAT. He is the GOAT. Like I know people will accept that he's a GOAT. Think about it, right? This guy started when he was 16. He went on Tim Westwood when he was so young. He used to go on radar and everything when he was like 16 after school. He used to just go on, right? This guy made his song with Chris Brown when he was like 19. Yeah. Chris Brown's massive. I don't think people understand how big that tune was.
No, because literally when he changed his name from Chipmunk to Chip, I was like, surely these are 2 different people. Because he did a song with Stormzy, and that was like a bang, and I was like, oh, this is a different guy from Chipmunk from like 10 years ago.
But
X Factor days.
Even before that, he made songs like even with his first album, like where it's the I Am Chipmunk album. He had songs like Look For Me on it. They all bangers, and even though it wasn't like UK culture, which you'd see him now, he repped UK. Like how Stormzy's rapping UK now, but he done that before. The difference is this guy came back and he brought like when grime was dead, when he says this one bar, like I'm the grime scene savior, 100% with my whole chest, he's the grime scene savior. Now because like think about it, right? When like that beef happened with Bugsy, he clashed Bugsy, done a hat trick on him, replied to him like every other, like literally killed him. Right? Yeah. And the thing is, he made Bugsy as well. And Bugsy's not a bad rapper. Bugsy's a quality rapper. I rate him as well. But he killed Bugsy. Then after that, Youngin went on him, and a lot of people rate Youngin. He's signed with Rockstar. I'm sure. No, he signed with Sony as well. Sony signed good, decent rappers. Chip killed him off as well. Then he had a pepper rhythm. And I feel like you need to think about that pepper rhythm, right? If you listen to that pepper rhythm by Chip, you'll 100% understand what I mean by why he's a GOAT. He dissed like 8 people in that song, just that one song alone. Lyrically, he is top 2 in the UK. I think there's only one other guy that can ever like clash with him lyrically, and that's Wretch32. Lyrically. Because if you look at his, like, I'm not even chatting, right? If you look at his rhetorical devices in like Peri Peri Sauce, which seems like such a basic hook, like it's got such a basic chorus to it. It's about he disses Youngin in it. You'll look at his rhetorical devices and them songs, and you'll notice like this guy's an artist. Like he flows. And even in Insomnia, from all the rappers, I'm gonna say from three great musicians, Young Ad, Skepta, and himself, Chip stood out the most for me. Chip stood out over Skepta, who's great, or over Young Ads, who's probably got one of the best melodies right now. And he's through all his career, he's stayed relevant. Stayed relevant. He's a GOAT. Like he's British GOAT. Like, and he won a MOBO as well. I don't know how he's 100% a GOAT.
I thought we said we weren't bringing awards into this.
Bro, I'm not bringing awards.
Nah, to be fair, you did rattle off a lot of reasons to put him in GOAT.
He made the UK rap relevant.
Because because I do remember back in the day, because I don't know much about him, but I remember back in the day when he went to Chris Brown and then he moved to grime. Like that was pretty. When I listened to that song with him and Stormzy, I can't remember what it was, but he did a song with Stormzy, and I was just like, is this the same guy? Because like he's sick at this pop genre, and he's sick at this grime genre. And then in Insomnia, I would agree, like he did kill it. Like in most of the songs, especially because I don't like Young Ads, and I genuinely feel like Skepta was decent, Young Ads was all right, but Chip saved that album.
Yeah, and like it's that song with Here. It's called Hear This, isn't it? The one with Stormzy.
Yeah.
Hear This. That's what it's called. It's called Hear This, and
they're in a like skate park.
People forget that he started in grime, right? When grime was popping. Yeah, and he was so young. Then he blew, signed for Sony, made a song with Chris Brown, he was huge, like globally, like he was well known globally. Came back, and he brought UK music back to being relevant as well. Like I feel like he has to be for me. Has to be cool.
Right. Okay. Let's rattle off the next few. So we're gonna go to let's go for Chunks. Chunks is the next one on the list.
Chunks. I'm putting him above H and AJ Tracy.
I put him in a mediocre one because he hasn't done enough, but like his vocals are very, very good. Like even
putting him in mediocre.
Yeah, I wouldn't put him in 8 out of 10 bangers. Come on.
No, but you'd put him one below mediocre.
No, because we only have GOAT 8 out of 10 bangers, mediocre, overrated, and Russ.
That's what I'm saying. So you'd put him overrated.
Nah, I wouldn't put him in overrated. Put him in mediocre, 100%. His vocals are hard. Like he gasses it to a bunch of people around.
Have you heard him sing like Indian songs?
Yeah.
Bro,
yeah, that one.
That's sick, isn't it?
No, his vocals are very, very hard.
They're very
his
good.
vocals are very,
okay.
Very...
Maybe
to be honest, I'd push him to
sounds like a joke.
Bangers, but he hasn't done it. Like he hasn't done enough. Like, it's a bit of a joke.
It sounds like a bit of a joke.
Yeah.
No, but you know the reason why I don't rate these kind of rappers is because like Coombs. He's like a YouTube, isn't it? So you don't really want to rate a YouTube rapper as high as you can. But like that's what I get you. Okay. Yeah. But next artist, what you saying?
We got D Block Europe.
D Block Europe. I put them in.
I put them in 8 out of 10.
Yeah, I put them 8. Okay, look, it's a bit of a sticky one, right? 8 out of 10. I'll put Young Ads for his melody and everything like that. But what he chats about in his music, I don't rate as high. Like I feel like
that's all he ever talks about.
And I feel like the one thing that's really letting him down, because he could literally be like up there with like Stormzy and that, is like he needs to he needs to diversify. Like you say, he always talks about the same thing. The moment he diversifies, like completely changes. No, I'm not saying like complete changes, but makes a tune that's different and like that still fits his melody. Then I feel like people would give him the recognition because he's actually been around for like years and he's such a good rapper. He made this. He went on this radio with Timbaland. I don't know if you know who Timbaland is. Timbaland's the first guy that signed him, and Timbaland was massive back in the day. And like, if you listen to that rap, you love that Young Ads more than I feel like you like this Young Ads. That's why I'll put him in second. I will put him in second.
We'll go for Rams.
Rams in.
Rams. Like I put him in
Okay,
this list.
I'll put him overrated. But like, you know what it is? I genuinely feel like he like Family Tree and was it
Family Tree's a banger.
Barking? Barking was actually a banger.
I think they're good and
Yeah,
they're bangers, but like
yeah,
it
yeah.
really
Okay,
doesn't
I'd put
help
him
when
this.
they're
Okay,
just
okay,
auto-tune
okay.
artists.
But if you're putting AJ Tracy in the same, I'd put him in the same category then. Because
Yeah.
your AJ Tracy's argument's exactly the same. Like you can make bangers, but you're not very good live. So I'm putting like where AJ Tracy's at, that's where Ram's at. Ram's at.
Um.
Like, do you get what I'm trying to say?
Okay. Next, Young Bane.
I'm putting him in 8 out of 10 bangers.
Yeah.
My guy, like this guy, you don't understand how good people overlook this guy so much, so much. He dropped,
He's a United
you know
fan,
that
though.
Shape of You. What do
He's a,
you
Uni-
mean?
he's a United fan.
Oh, is that why?
So we're gonna have to put him in a rut.
Yeah. Nah, but on a serious, like this guy, you know, Shape of You, that massive song by Ed
Yeah.
Sheeran, who
Yeah.
should be number one. But like
Yeah, Ed Sheeran
like
would.
that
If he was
song
in
with
this list, he'd be number one. Yeah.
Adele and him, 100%
Yeah.
goats.
Yeah.
But Young Bane, he jumped on a tune which Ed Sheeran made, and he made it so culturally like relevant.
Yeah.
Like I prefer that music to Young. Like I prefer his version to Ed Sheeran's, and that shows how good he is. After that, he made a whole like mixtape with DBE, and he carried that as well, I'd say. And then after that, he made a new mixtape, and it banged. Like
Yeah.
he is, and he's very diverse. He can do drill, he can do everything. I think he's in there.
Yeah, I'll put him in 8 of 10 banks because I remember back in the day, like 2017, 18, I used to love him and Notes. So
Yeah.
like, yeah, I'll put him in 8 of 10. What about? Let's go for Octavian. Octavian.
See,
I didn't even know he was from the UK before he did this.
Yeah.
But
I had to
honestly,
tell this guy. Octavian's
this
mad.
guy is him and Nave Smalls. Both thought they were American. They're both bangers. I probably wouldn't put Octavian. I maybe would put Octavian in 8 out of 10 bangers, but I don't want to devalue 8 out of 10 bangers. But I would personally put him up there because
Okay.
like I
don't know much about him.
Lit, that's a banging song.
Okay, I like his tunes. I like Bet, you know, the one with Skepta.
Yeah.
I love that. I like Bet. I like that a lot. But for me, I'm not like he's been around for so long. I just haven't saw him like reach the level that Skepta has. I feel like he's just around.
So like
for
his
me,
vocals are average, but his melodies are hard. I think that's what kind of makes it sound. So I would actually put him in mediocre when it comes to
but I put him in overrated because I feel like people rate him a lot higher, even though he hasn't done as much as he could. I know if he done as much as he could, he would go mediocre. Like he'd go higher, maybe even 8 out of 10 bangers.
I'll put him in mediocre because I genuinely think like his melodies.
I'll accept it. Obviously, I don't know as much.
Do really help his like.
I don't listen to him.
His vocals are average, I'd say.
Yeah.
Let's go for Gigs.
Ooh, Giggs is a hard one, you know, because I was thinking a lot of people don't like him because he doesn't sound like. No, a lot of people don't rate him as high. I feel like people rated him after Drake brought him on. But I feel like he was so much better before that. But like certain songs that he's got,
I think he was so much more different than most other artists at that time when he started popping off.
Yeah, perhaps. Yeah, he was. Like he carried the same wave that he had like 10 years ago, and he carried it into now, and like it blew off. So I put Giggs in 8 out of 10 bangers because for me, I love it. I love Giggs's tunes. And think about it: if Drake, who's probably the biggest rapper in the world, I'm not saying the best, I'm saying the biggest.
Yeah.
If he
rates him, then they must like you can't really argue with that.
Exactly, it's 8 out of 10, isn't it?
M Huncho.
I put him
last two albums, honestly, before you say anything, last two albums have been like they literally define 8 out of 10 bangers. Like I got a track,
no, you know,
I would put him in 8 out of 10 bangers.
Yeah, actually, you might have changed me.
He's only getting better. You
might have changed me. I'm not gonna lie, you might have changed me.
Oh wait, whoa! Is this the first time Chunks and M Huncho have been seen together? Mad. Okay. But yeah, I put him in 8 out of 10 bangers.
Actually, you might have changed me, you know, because I put him in mediocre because I feel like he hasn't reached how good he is, and a lot of his songs sound very similar. But once you remind me of his last album and his album before that, they actually have been all 8 out of 10s. Like,
I
thing
didn't,
is,
I
you
didn't,
don't
I
like.
didn't know him until everybody posted about him, and I was like, oh my god, there's actually
I've
because
knew,
people don't care about things unless there's actually a reason. I was just like, this guy's
he's on that wave. Like he's got that Nave Smalls and like, he's got that DBE kind of wave. Do you get what I'm trying to say? He's like a mix of both, and he's kind
yeah.
of like he's innovated in his own self, like into himself. But yeah, okay, I'll put him in 8 out of 10. The one thing I will say is like you can't listen to his album like, constantly because his voice actually like so many of his songs sound so similar that
Yeah,
it's like
to be fair, some of them are quite similar, but like he's one of them that if you listen to him after like
after yeah,
after ages, like they
yeah,
slap
it
different.
does they do slap. They slap,
Actually
they
do
slap,
slap
they
different.
slap. Yeah.
Okay, we'll go for we're talking about him, so let's go for Nave Smalls. I'll let you take the lead on this one.
Okay. Okay. If Emma Huncho's there, if Emma Huncho's an 8 out of 10, I'm putting Nate Smalls there as well. I've known Nate Smalls since like for time, right?
Yeah,
Since when he was making Smoking, when he was making like all these. He's been around for so long, and I feel like
yeah,
only now he's got the recognition. Like certain songs that he's got, like "Bad to the Bone," and like I know just so many. Even his recent album was such a good vibe, and he's on a tune with Tory Lanez as well. Like
yeah,
he's made some big tunes, and a lot of people want him on features because he's got that little chorusy. Like him and Young Ads are so good on choruses.
yeah,
People want them. He's on a
yeah.
high
The
demand.
hooks are good. The
Nave
hooks are
Small,
very good.
Nave,
Yeah.
Nave Smalls, because of his hooks, he is to like. I'm gonna put him on 8 out of 10 bangers.
This 8 out of 10 bangers is actually getting big. To be fair,
No man, to be fair, that's
let's
what I said. A lot of
yeah,
them are like a lot of
I like
people.
decent. Okay, we'll go for Friends of Harami.
Bro, put him in Russ. Now, like, you know what it is? I don't mind Frenzo, right? I don't mind him at all. But and I feel like he's one of the only rappers that can do that. You know that Indian thing, and then
Yeah,
turn it like incorporate it with the rap thing. I feel
yeah,
like he's one of the few rappers.
Indian rap.
But like he's got a lot more bads than he does have good.
Yeah, because to be fair, me and my mates I was at my mate's house one time. And we literally just vibing to his songs, and literally
Yeah.
my mate was like looking through all of his songs rather than going, yeah, this one, this one, this one. He was like, oh my god, there's like one or two.
Yeah.
I forget the name of his like big banger. We're just talking about like
No
all the
questions. I
time.
like that. No questions.
Yeah,
Like no questions is a good song, but I feel like I feel like if you're gonna rate like that cultural kind of vibe, I feel like if you want someone who to listen to for that, Shaker the Baker, he's
yeah.
quality. Shaker
Never
the
heard.
Baker is quality.
Never heard of
He's
him.
his recent album,
Nah.
the Chabian Boys album. That's Friends of Harami's recent album. Shaker, it was like a collab with Shaker the Baker thing. He made quite a lot.
And I don't mean to keep on saying this, but live he's dead.
I've never.
Like
You watched him live?
He can create a vibe. Yeah, I saw him in Knots before.
What Friends of Harami? You saw him live? That's mad. I didn't even know you'd done live. I didn't even know you'd done tours.
He looks so compressed. He's like big but small.
I didn't even
He's so
know
compressed.
I didn't even know he done tours.
No, I did. To be fair. Let's go for Krept and Conan.
Okay, I'm putting them in mediocre.
Were you being that nice? I was gonna go overrated.
Really?
I was gonna go overrated
Well,
because their albums
I
are
thought you
alright.
were-
And their albums
No,
are alright.
album-
Conan's a
the
nice
albums
guy,
are-
but like
Okay,
not
no,
amazing. Their
okay.
melody's decent. Vocals
Let me-
are okay.
Okay, I
And
think
they
they've
always get
only had
features on. They always get features on to like save
good
them.
at-
They
yeah,
always
exactly.
get good features on to save them, which like
I feel-
really annoys me.
I feel like one of their biggest criticisms has always been they jump on remixes.
yeah,
Like they jump on a lot of remixes, but what I found out is they make they make the remix way before they actually make the normal single. Like
yeah,
before the single like pops off, so they don't even know if the single's gonna pop off, and they still make the remix before that. But what I will say is, 7 Days, 7 Nights, that was their best album. The recent
Yeah.
album, well, I didn't like it at all. But I don't know. I like Conan a lot. I don't know about Krept. I like
yeah. Conan's nice.
Krept's Morley's freestyle was hard. Conan, I rate who do you rate more? Like what
Well,
you
Krept or
say?
Conan,
Who do you
Conan,
rate?
100%.
Like what about
But I like Krep's vocal because he's way more monotone, and I feel like for their sort of music it like really levels it out because usually they have like a really like different vocal artist as their feature, and Krep really sorts it out because he's like I think Conan's a bit more like all over the place.
I feel like Conan's the one that saved them. Like, I feel like
You think?
Krept and Conan, bro.
I like Conan. I like Conan. But
He only recently incorporated that, like, that vocal kind of thing where he sings a bit. I feel like Conan saved them because I don't know.
It's
I
funny
feel
because
like
we could 100% be talking about the same person, but I could have 1,000,000% got the name wrong.
I feel like you're talking about the wrong. Conan's the guy that
Correct
went on.
that, right?
Yeah,
Correct.
Conan's the guy that went on that. You know that
Does
that
shoe fit?
date thing. Yeah, this is.
Big duets. He's jokesy. No, he's
Nah,
a funny.
like Conan's. I personally feel like Crept was better when they made Freak of the Week. That's why I feel like a lot. You need to remember, Freak of the Week was a banger. Freak of the
Yeah,
Week was
it was.
massive. So like, I feel like Crept was good then, but Conan recently he's diversified and he just sounds better for me.
Yeah. Okay, we'll go for Fredo.
I'm putting him in overrated. Is that agreeable? Wait, where did you put Crept and Conan though?
Well, I put Corrupt and Conan in overrated.
Oh,
Read it with them.
Okay. Yeah, Corrupt and Conan. I put them in overrated. So
no. Move it, I beg. Just put them up one more. I feel like the thing is they are legends. They've been around for so long, and I feel like they actually have made bangers. Like
Yeah.
they've made big songs. I feel like I'd put them in mediocre. You can't put them in over. You can't put them in the same category as H
mainstream,
and
and they're like not. They don't.
What
They're
do you
not
mean mainstream. They're not.
They're
Are you
not
mad?
like. They're not.
Bro,
I don't think like.
and they do
good
so
enough.
much for the culture. They do so much for they are innovative. Like they are innovative.
I
feel
I'm just
like it's
I feel I'm
unfair.
just hating on people because
Yeah,
they're mainstream.
bro. No, think about. Are you putting them in the same category as H and AJ?
No, I'm
Tracy?
putting them in the same
AJ Tracy.
as AJ Tracy and Rams.
Man, bro, they're a lot more. They're a lot more better than that.
Yeah. Okay.
I'd be like,
We should go for what? Sorry, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say I would like if someone argued to put them in into the 8 out of 10 bangers, like they could have it's valid, but put them in mediocre. Put mediocre. I feel like that's fair.
Yeah. I have put them in mediocre. Let's go for Mist.
See, he's not overrated because I don't feel like a lot of people rate him, but I feel like he's full of bangers.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's like in between, like 8 out of 10 bangers because his bangers are bangers.
No,
and
his
he's
bangers
in
are
between.
so hard.
Exactly. Okay, I put him in mediocre. I'm not gonna lie. I put Mr. Mediocre.
You know, let's put him in there. For the sake of time, we'll put him in there, and then we might change it at the end because I do think that he probably deserves a little bit higher. And I feel like
wait, what? You think Miss deserves higher?
Yeah.
Right, fair enough. You think you'd put him in with the same people as like I don't know, like Gigs and
we put Nate Smalls in 8 out of 10 bangers. So
I don't think Miss is as good as Nave Smalls.
yeah.
I feel
let's go
Steel
for
Bangle saves Mist.
Oh yeah, still Bangles. I thought that was still
let's be real.
Angles for years. I
Be
thought that was
real.
still Angles for years.
Be real though, innit?
Yeah.
Steel Bangles saves Mist. It's
No,
true.
No, he does.
Savak, Steel Bangles, they save Mist. 100.
Yeah.
But
But that video of him smoking in the car, vibing to that Punjabi song when he's rapping over it. Damn, you can't forget.
Oh, the house party one.
Yeah. No, not the house party one. It did like 6 months ago. Where he's
yeah.
like, yeah.
Yeah,
okay,
let's put him as Friends of Harami does the same, innit?
This is actually good. Friends of Harami's just a meme, bro. Let's go for Heady One.
I'm putting him for. I feel like he will become one of the greatest UK artists just because. Did you know he stopped doing like he's saying that he's gonna stop drill.
Really?
So he's gonna he's actually, and the thing is, right, musically and as a musician, he's actually quality. I feel like people like he's changed his vocals, like he's added so many elements to him. I'm putting him in 8 out of 10 bangers, 100%. I feel like to be fair,
I'd probably agree with that, but I'd say like
he
low.
can punch for GOAT, in a couple of years. I'm not going to chat.
I thought you meant now. I was going to say.
No, not now, but like later.
It hasn't even put Tottenham on the map yet. Let's go for NSG. These are the NSG people. The one where there's like Bear Carly.
Yeah,
right. Okay, NSG.
NSG. I don't know how many people they've got, but I saw them live. They're not good live, but their songs on because there's so many people on stage. You don't even know who's singing. Like a random guy could just be like, I just think, oh yeah, it's NSG.
You're like, what, Dad? Why are you on the why on the platform?
Nah, but NSD, they're cool. They're like, the thing is, they're so innovative. They
I
made
put them
dance
straight in
songs.
mediocre.
Yeah,
Like
mediocre.
they've got a couple of
Alexa.
bangers, but
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just bait commenting really pushes them down. Let's go for Frisco OG.
Frisco, I'm putting. Well, I put him in. I'm gonna put mediocre because his bangers don't deserve the 8 out of 10.
Yeah,
For me, they do. I don't feel like
agreed.
in general they do. But his one bar, right? The bar where he's like, I come through like, what is he on? On Too Many Man. I swear to God, right? His bar, that's one of the best bars
Yeah,
UK culture has ever seen. I don't even care.
for the culture,
That
that's
one bar
go.
puts it.
For the culture, that's
Even
go.
his new songs, like he's got what's it, Cool Now? Cool Now's a good song, you know. Like
Yeah.
he's changed his kind of
Yeah, I
flow.
didn't know I didn't know he was still in the music game because I remember I used to listen to him like 5 years ago, and he was like
Nah, he's solid,
he was
man.
like
He's solid.
elderly statesman of the
He's
of KC.
if grime was still popping like as it was, he would be, and he was still doing grime. He'd be like top 2 in grime
Yeah.
right now, for me.
Okay, we have got I don't know who these are by face, but I think it's Western. We got Western.
Western. Let me break it down for you. Western, yeah, highly. I promise you, I've saw them live. Highly, I think he's one of the best vocalists in the UK.
Yeah.
Hands down, I've saw him live. He sounds better live than he does sound on his music. Like people think he's auto-tune. Nothing about him's auto-tune. He is quality. Louis Ray, probably one of the best. Like Louis Ray is actually probably one of the best lyricists. Like, he's from Northwest London, but he doesn't get the recognition he deserves. Like no one would ever put him in as like top 5 rappers, but he's there. Like, and then you've got I came out of prison. He's Angel. Have you heard of Angel?
Nah.
Angel's this like singer. He's a great, like he's a quality musician. Like what's mad about Angel? He's half Bengali.
Really?
Yeah, he's half Bengali.
Hey,
So
shout out
it's
to
crazy.
Celeb, man.
So I don't know about Akel, but maybe. But Akel's quality as well. For me, Western. If I had the choice, I'd put them 8 out of 10 bangers. 8 out of 10 bangers.
Right. Okay. Let's
Well, I
put
do
them
have
there.
the choice.
10 bangers then.
do.
I reel the list. Okay, let's go for Dave.
You tell me. You tell me, cause you tell me.
Okay, this is from an uncultured swine, whitewashed point of view. I would put him like if we had an elite tier of 8 out of 10 bangers, I'd put Dave in the elite tier of 8 out of 10 bangers. Like his last album. I don't know if the album was all with Burna Boy or if Burna Boy had a couple of features on it.
No, man, he only had one feature. It was only Location.
Oh, was it?
Location
but
was
even Location's like
feature.
what's it called? Psychodrama. Like it's
Psychodrama.
like I would say honestly, right now,
Yeah.
I'd put him up there as him and Jay Haas are fighting for like who are the best UK artists right now. If I'm saying for UK artists right now, I'd go Jay Haas and Dave straight up. Would I put him in GOAT? Probably not, because like he's very, very young and he's only really had like 1 or 2.
Do you think he will become GOAT?
And he hasn't like done much for the culture apart from bringing that Alex Glass and. But
see,
like, he has potential. Like what you say about Heady One, Dave had pure potential to go right to the top. And he has, I feel like he has more potential than Heady One. Heady One's a little bit underrated. I feel like he's got more potential. But I put him in 8 out of 10 bangers. But if we had another category of like elite 8 out of 10 bangers, I'd put him in there.
Yeah, no, but okay. For me, you know when I said Chip is one of the best lyricists, there's only one other person that could probably compete with him, and that's Reg 32. I stick with that. But Dave doesn't come far off. The reason why I don't rate Dave as much as everyone does, literally, his wordplay is so overrated, right? Certain things like, it's like you're a gem and I ain't even talking about the star sign. Like that's one of his bars, right? But it's just like, it's such a basic bar.
Well, when he said, send me your location, I'll be right there. I felt that.
Okay, bro, you felt that. For who? But like, what I'm trying to say is Burna Boy made that song. Like, for me, Burna Boy sings that, and Dave is good. I put him up there, and like what he's done for the culture. That like his song Black is probably one of the best songs. Like it goes down in history. That's one of the best songs that's ever that's been UK produced for time. He's up there. But for me, I feel like people overrate him a lot. So I'm not putting him in overrated. I'm putting him in 8 out of 10 bangers because he deserves that. And he is elite. He's 100% elite.
Yeah, I'd put him at elite level, but we'll put him in 8 out of 10 bangers. Okay, so we're getting to the like nitty gritty, and I have left some people out just for the very end, so we can have a good argument. But I'm gonna go for Wiley next. The whining
Right.
little bitch.
Okay, wait. Really, bro? I rate him, you know.
He's good, and he made the grime scene, especially in West
Nah,
London.
nah,
But like,
man. I
but
rate
like,
him. I don't even care what he got. He can
so
send for any person in the world. This guy's so funny. This guy's jokes. If anyone wants to find out about Wiley, watch the ZZ Mills show, and you'll love him. If you watch the
yeah.
ZZ Mills show, you will love Wiley, because Wiley like the thing about Wiley, right? Wiley's been around for so long. He's literally 40 odd, and he's
Mhm.
still so relevant. And like the part about Wiley, which I rate, which I'd put him in 8 out of 10 bangers, is his old songs. Like he's
Yeah.
got songs like Heat Wave, which even though aren't grime, like the thing about Wiley, he can do both. He's the best at grime. He's top 5 at grime, and he was probably top 5 even when he wasn't doing grime at that time. And even now, he's clashing with people like Stormzy, and he's still so relevant. So for me, I'm gonna put him mediocre just because he's not as good now. But if it was based
But
on
I
what
feel
he
like
was
for what
like
he's
back
done,
then,
you'd put him in 8 out of 10 bangers.
yeah, go on then. If you agree, then
Like,
I'd put him in 8 out of
I
10.
feel like
I
because
put him
he
mediocre
kind
because
of made grime, especially in
yeah.
West London, back in the day. He's fell off now, obviously, because he got a bit older. But like, I'd say for what he did in the
Yeah.
past, I'd put him in 8 out of 10
8
bangers.
out of 10. Yeah, 100. Okay.
Okay.
I just thought you wouldn't have went for that.
No, because honestly, like I know what he did for West London, and I
Fair
know
enough, yeah.
how he made the grime scene, and that's why he got a bit like distressed with Stormzy,
100.
and started acting like a little bit of a nitty. Next we'll go for Fredo.
Overrated, straight up.
Agreed. He's got like
No,
2 or 3, but he's got
bro,
2 or 3 bangers, a little bit whitewashed.
very, very, very. I'm not even chatting. Went wireless once, only white hands in the air. That's all I saw, white hands in the air.
A girl once who was drunk shouted at me when she was coming back from the metro that I look like Fredo. So
This guy said this 8 times, by the way, before they started.
I just need to get. Just in case I know what's listening. Yeah, apparently I look like Fredo. So if you don't know what I look like,
That's why Hamza's the looks. Do you get me? He looks like
I'm the
Fredo.
looks. Sakitha's just like, I'm making this guy.
Yeah, that one.
And for this one, actually, he was very good in this one. I didn't have to say anything in this podcast.
Alright,
But
next.
yeah,
who you
I'll
say?
put Fredo in overrated.
Overrated.
If there was what I can't remember what it was on GRM Daily. It's the one where he's like, "You ain't real like that." Well, I don't know what that song's called. Is it called "You Ain't Real Like That"?
It's called like that.
Yeah. Like that, and One Hunter. You Ain't Hunter.
Yeah.
Are bangers. Apart from that, I would say the rest are like.
He's got a lot more.
No,
bangers.
I'd say those two.
Bro, he's a big part of Funky Friday. He's a big part of Funky
I don't
Friday.
even rate the song either.
Really, I think it's a good song. I feel like that's what made him whitewashed.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
I used to be
That's what
afraid of
made him-
fun, but that song got me skating now.
And like Third Avenue, good song. Like, he's got some good bangers. I'm not gonna lie. It's just that his demographics kind of changed to what like the culture wants. Do you get what I'm trying to say? A lot of people. I don't feel like there's a problem of going mainstream. I don't think there's a problem ever going mainstream. I think the problem is like kind of who you're targeting after that.
Yeah.
Because if you continue doing what you're doing, then you're only targeting the whitewashed fans. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
You're not targeting who was like with you. But yeah.
Okay, we got Wretch 3-2.
Wretch 3-2. I'm putting him. Bro, for his Fire in the Booth, he'd go one of the goats. He would go like goats just for his Wretch, like for that. But a lot of people don't rate his songs as 8 out of 10 bangers. So that's why I'm putting him one below mediocre. But I would argue for 8 out of 10 bangers.
I would 2010 to 2015
Actually,
Hamza would be like,
Tractor. Yeah, actually, yeah. Go on. It's fair. I would put him in 8 out of 10 bangers.
yeah,
He's been around for so long as well.
I put him in 8 out of 10 bangers. He like kind of helped mold the scene, and he's still doing it now. To be fair.
Yeah.
Okay,
100.
we got. Okay, I'm gonna go straight for this. Right, I was gonna wait till the very end, but I'm gonna go for this. J Hus is going straight and go.
Yeah, 100.
Bangers
Chip-
before
J
jail,
Hus and go,
bangers
yeah,
straight
yeah.
after jail.
I agree.
Like
Even
he's
during
the
jail,
definition of
bro.
8 out of 10. He's the definition of 8 out of 10 bangers, right? But like he's young and he's so good.
What's
And
your favorite song?
I
from
feel like he could do everything. I didn't
What's
feel
your
like he could do everything.
What's your favorite song by J Hus?
Recent buys, but what's it called? Repeat or Repete? Repeat right now, absolutely hard. And Fisherman. Fisherman's like that's like an
Fisherman,
OG.
yeah, Fisherman.
OG.
That's innovative. You know, that song's actually massive. People don't
That,
understand how good
that,
that was.
that OG, that's like an
I
OG.
I think for me, it's Spirit.
Oh
Bro,
yeah.
listen to
See, you
Spirit
can
when
do
you're on
any
that.
J Hus
Yeah,
song, and everyone will be like, "Yeah, that's a banger, that's a banger,
yeah,
that's a banger." And I don't
that's
think
the
you do
thing.
that for many people.
Yeah, exactly. Spirit.
Yeah,
He's one of that kind of. He carries the UK. He's one of the few people that I feel like could carry the UK internationally, like
yeah, yeah,
globally. He's everyone wherever you go will love his song.
yeah. That's why he said rep there because he was trying to hit that French market. So he
Got a
started singing
song with
French.
Coffee, man. Coffee's blowing.
Yeah, he's
Coffee's
big.
massive.
He's big.
We've got one more, Nick. Kano.
No. No Kano. No Kano. I couldn't find the picture. Well, I said I couldn't find the picture. I forgot.
Okay, but
We've got
okay.
two left. We've got Skepta and Stormzy.
Stormzy, he's one like it's hard because like you know if we could have if I'm not saying we can't put more people in goats, but I'm just saying he's he's 8 out of 10 bangers 100%. But if there was an elite between what was it goats and like 8 out of 10 bangers, he'd be up there because of what he's done like culturally, and
Yeah.
also I saw him live. And he's actually one of the best
I'd say
performers I've
he
ever
went
saw.
mainstream and he didn't change. Like
Yeah, he hasn't.
he used his power for good. Like he used his power to improve the culture for good, which you don't see for a lot of people. So
I feel
like
like
all these people like a couple of these people in overrated. I said, oh, because they went mainstream and then they changed. Like this guy changed for the best.
yeah, and I feel like this is why I like kind of criticized H at the start is because when they're both media, like they're both like in the mainstream, right? The mainstream audience. But the thing is, like when Stormzy went big, he didn't like be like he wasn't like, oh yeah, no kid is gonna like grime. Even though like this because this is what that's where that's what he grew up on. H grew up on like blew up on grime as well. And H was as soon as he became mediocre, he was like, yeah, I don't really want to do it anymore because I don't feel like kids will like it.
And also, Stormzy blew up like I would say probably nobody else in the UK. Like he blew up off like a 50 million like hit send on YouTube.
Fire in
Like,
the Park.
Yeah,
That
it's
shot
literally
up,
like
yeah.
it was literally a send, and they got like 60
His
mil.
sensation. The reason why what makes him a goat is that he like even though he wasn't just a trend.
I'm putting him in goat.
With
I'm
three,
putting,
okay.
I'm putting him
Chip,
in goat.
J-Hus, and Stormzy, I'll accept.
Jury's still out about Chip, to be honest. But
no. Chip cannot ever leave goat. I'm not even chatting.
Yeah.
Okay, put three people in goats. It's fair.
Okay, well, actually, you know what? If you, who would you put in goat? Skepta or Stormzy?
Stormzy, 100. Skepta's not even. He wasn't even a rapper. He was a producer. He was a selector. He used to be like he was Wiley select. He's Wiley selector, isn't it?
Yeah.
He used to be a DJ. My guy wasn't even he's a good rapper. He's going in the elite section of 8 out of 10 bangers.
Yeah.
Because of what he's done. Like he's made a song with ASAP Rocky. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like,
Yeah.
The collabs that he's brought into the UK is massive.
Like he's made the UK big. Like what you saying before with Drake and who was I can't remember who it was.
But he made a song called Ojo Legba, which was made like years before.
He had his own song on Drake's album More Life.
Yeah, exactly. No, but what I'm saying is the thing about like the reason why Skepta's so good is because he carries the UK with him. He's one of the best, but he's not GOAT. Like for me, he's never like UK wise. He's never been like, yeah, shit, this guy's the best UK like ever. I could say that with Chip. I could say that with J-Hus, and I could say that with Stormzy. But with Skepta, I could say like, yeah, he's doing well. Like he's very similar to like Burna Boy in the way where like Burna Boy like he reps Nigeria. But you could be like, oh yeah, shit, I like him. Like, do you get what I'm trying to get?
Yeah.
Like Pop Smoke.
Yeah.
Like, Pop Smoke came to the UK. He was a drill beat. Like it's a UK. Like he used to work on UK beats, but we could like connect with him. That's how America connected with Skepta.
And to be fair, like people rate it when you go to a different country, but you still rep where you come from.
Exactly.
Like what you saying about Burna Boy. Like when he came to UK and still rep Nigeria, like
yeah, and
like,
it's crazy. I wouldn't put Skepta go. I wouldn't put Skepta go. I could say that with my chest.
Before I put Skepta in, should we say out of 10 bangers? We're agreed on that. Before I move that, okay, right? We've got 10 people in 8 out of 10 bangers. We need to move. Let's say we need to move like 4. So we've got Young Bane, D Block Europe, Giggs, M Huncho, Nave Smalls, Heady One, Weston, Dave, Wiley, and Wretch Day 2.
Like,
I would say first of all, if you had to get rid of four, I put Western in mediocre.
okay.
I'd put David overrated. I
Who?
put David overrated.
Dave
Uh,
in
yeah,
overrated.
yeah. I put David overrated,
Bro,
and
Dave in overrated. Are you okay?
I'd put
Just
Naves.
I'm
I'd
not
put
saying I'm
Nave
not trying.
Smalls in. I'd put Nave Small in mediocre.
Okay, no. Dave's not going like I'm not Dave's biggest fan, but I know for a fact he is not. He's not overrated. My guy is talented, 100.
Okay. I'll
Like,
put
and
it up.
he's okay. I'll accept Weston and thing. I love Weston, but
Mm.
I'd put them in
I actually, you know what? I
mediocre.
didn't even put Young Bane in because like last week, like he was good like 2017, 2018, but like
No,
he's not.
his recent song section is crazy.
I don't rate it personally.
Bro, you haven't. It's so good. I don't understand how you can say. I don't know. He's not going in there, bro. Okay.
We
If I
need to
was fair,
move. We need to move like
okay,
two.
good. Okay. M Huncho, Nave Smalls, just because they haven't the M Huncho, I'm putting him mediocre because he hasn't reached the heights that he could. Like, he hasn't diversified. A lot of his songs are very similar, even though they're all bangers.
Yeah.
Nave Smalls, because yes, he's good at a chorus.
I'd say he's not there.
but
Yet.
it's
He's not there yet.
yeah, he's not there yet. And even though he's been around for time, he's just not there yet.
And I'd probably put Gigs in mediocre. Because
Yeah,
off the
would you
top of my
rather put Gigs or Wretch 3-2 in mediocre? Because I feel like they're
Gigs.
the
No,
two.
I'd put Gigs in because Red State 2 is an OG. I'd probably even take D Block Europe out of 8 out of 10 bangers. But they are the definition of 8 out of 10 bangers. But I'd put Gigs in mediocre.
And what we need to remember, D Block Europe, they've changed the game.
Yeah.
I don't think
Yeah.
people understand how much they've changed the game.
Yeah.
Like they have killed it as much as they are so mainstream that they're so underground that they're mainstream.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not in the mainstream
Yeah.
media, but that's so mainstream. But the reason why they're not in the mainstream media is because no media wants to give them that publicity.
No, because they changed the perception.
Yeah,
They changed the perception for a lot of people
They got little
who
baby on a
went
track,
into
bro.
UK artists. Like they changed it.
Yeah, 100. People want them, and they offer they ask for 100 bags just for a chorus. It's crazy.
Yeah. No.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
so there's our list. If you agree with it, then yeah, just like the video. But if you don't,
but don't dislike if you don't.
If you if you disagree with it, put us in the comments or who you'd put where. But yeah, essentially we put Chip, J Huss, and Stormzy at the top, and in the Russ section, we didn't even put Russ in because he doesn't even deserve to be in the Russ section. We put H in Friends of Harami, but Friends of Harami was really there for a meme.
Also, should we just quickly touch up on how mad Swarms is doing right now?
What, in his Instagram lives?
Bro, I'm not look, I don't watch them. I don't watch them. I just don't watch them. But 100k views on Instagram lives is crazy.
Bro, do you
Like,
see the stats
Tory
for
Lane-
Tory Lane? Do you see the stats
Tory
for
Lane's
Tory Lane?
Yeah,
Bro,
200k.
He increased his subscribers by 90%. He had 2.2 million Instagram followers, and his subscribers on YouTube went up by 90%. 2.2 million followers.
But, that's the thing.
on Instagram.
Tory Lanez is expected to get them 200k
I don't
views.
think, bro,
but Swarms is
90%
never
increase in
yeah, but-
subscribers just
bro,
from
Swarms,
going.
Swarms
just going
isn't
on.
expected for that.
Yeah.
Swarms
But I feel-
isn't expected.
But I feel like any rapper has the ability to do that. But the fact he did it was actually hard because he's not that big, and he just popped off from that.
And did you hear about also
He's-
Black the Ripper?
Nah, what's that?
Black the Ripper's this. He was an artist. He jumps. If you Nave Small's old song, he jumped on a track called "Smoking" with Nave Smalls. If you've ever heard it, but even that before that, he's made so many songs. He's a quality artist.
Mm-hmm.
He passed away. He's literally passed away, and obviously because with this whole coronavirus pandemic that's going on, they don't even know how he died actually. And it wasn't coronavirus as well, so they've opened an autopsy.
Oh,
something
Black
like
the Ripper. Yeah, I do know.
You know the
that
guy that smokes outside
So-
stadiums and this and
Yeah,
that.
I didn't hear about him
Exit
until he
least.
died. Yeah, but I have heard about that actually.
Yeah.
And and do you want to touch on Insomnia? Do you want to give a little 1 minute review of Insomnia?
What would you rate it out of 10?
Like a 7, because
Seven?
young ads, because young
That's quite low, man. Bro, all of them. I'd give it a 9. 9 easy. Okay, 8. Yeah, okay, 8. I'm giving it an 8, not 7. 7 sounds a bit dead. I'm gonna give it 8. because Chip killed it.
Yeah, Chip did kill it too.
Killed
I just don't like young Ad's vocals, especially in
Really?
where he goes like "Coco phone gonna change your life." Like, I don't
One of the
think
songs. What's your favorite song on it?
Golden Brown.
Bro, Mic Check. Mic Check's so hard. I love
I
Mic
mean,
Check. I
like,
like Mic
this
Check.
shows our difference in taste for music.
Yeah. No,
Like, I
Means
like
is
the song
quality.
you just
No,
like.
I still rate Golden Brown. I rate Golden Brown.
Yeah.
And I like was it Saint Tribes or something? Saint Tribes or something like that.
Yeah.
I rate that one. But I rate Mic Check and Means is quality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be fair, the
the
album,
thing is,
I'd say the first two were actually really good. Main's
the
Golden
reason
Brown.
why I don't rate it, like I wouldn't put it as high, all of them songs were good as singles. The reason why I feel like it wasn't good as an album is because it felt like a
There's
lot
no
of
link
bangers put
between it.
on.
There was no
Yeah,
link between
exactly.
it. It was just kind of like
It wasn't
random
an
all over the place.
it wasn't an album work. It was kind of like a mixtape.
Yeah,
It
literally.
literally was. It was because like it was just big singles put in together. They could have released all them singles once every year, and each of them would have got like, I don't know, 50 mil views or like 30 mil views.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that's what
true,
I feel. I'll give it 8 out of 10, easy.
It's decent. I feel like from Skepta's last album last year, what was it, like Bullet from a Gun? Like a couple of singles he put out last year, they were decent, and I don't think they lived up to his expectations for his new fans. But yeah, it was decent. It wasn't amazing, but it was decent. Like I could vibe to them.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I'm gonna put it. I'll stick to it 8, and I feel like it's a good album. It was a good work.
I would agree with that. Anyway, that rounds up this week's UK Artist Podcast. If you liked it, drop a like, subscribe, all of that good stuff. Comment if you disagree, who you put in there, and thanks for listening.